Well, here we go, episode number 5 of our Cumberland Rebuild. Rebuilding the school with the worst loss in college football history. We are in season number 2, and hey, we're not in a bad spot. 3-5 on the season, and unfortunately, I gave away a couple games that could have kept us in the race for the Sun Belt. But we lost to Louisiana Monroe on a straight simulation that I probably should have at least played the moments on. But we've got 4 games. Got to go 3-1 here between Troy, Arkansas State, South Alabama, and Louisiana to get bowl eligible here in season number 2. Going from 1-11 with no FBS wins to a bowl game, I think would be a pretty good quick turnaround here in 2 years. Of course, lost to Georgia Tech at the start of the season, but got our first FBS win against Memphis. Simulated Vanderbilt, probably should have played that one out, lost to Tulane, and then started 1-0 against Georgia Southern. Didn't have enough horses for Southern Mississippi, and then whooped up on Coastal Carolina. But as I said, that Louisiana Monroe loss stinging right now. Recruiting-wise, we're looking like we're in good shape so far. And we've got a few commits already. Mike Duggins, a 4-star running back, the 59th best running back in the class, and the 9th overall player in Tennessee, so a good get for us. We almost have Joel Ruggs committed as another running back and a contact seeker, so maybe we can line him up at fullback even if we keep him at the halfback position. And then we do have Stephen Cummings, who is an elusive bruiser, so hopefully he'll grow from that 202, become another big back for us. And then we've got Mike Candidate. We need a ton of linebacking help. We almost have Joshua Treggs, and we continue to bring him up. A top 700 player as a fullback. As a team that wants to run the option, we are just probably 1 week away from getting him committed. And then we've got Donnerson here, the tight end. We've got Bobo. He is an offensive lineman at 304 pounds, so we should be able to put him at one of the tackles, and that should be a nice little bonus on the offensive line that we've actually been able to put together here. So taking on Troy in this first game, and they're struggling. Their overalls are not great. Vi Ale, their quarterback, is only 67 overall with 83 throw power, so hopefully we can do something with our terrible defense against them. Troy coming to our place. We'll just play the moments for these 4 games to try to get to bowl eligibility. Troy can wear their standards. For us, let's go with the home uniforms, maybe change up. Let's wear the Bulldog helmet and then go with the, oh, I like the all blues. Let's do the all blues with the gray-white helmet. That's what we'll go with. Oh, gotta change those shoes, not black and primary. I'll do white and primary. There we go. All right, off to George Allen Stadium, the old dirt yard here. You know, everybody's getting excited. A couple days away from the early access. I will not be playing the game 27 on July 2nd here in a couple of days. I'll let everybody else be the beta testers. I can be patient for at least a week, maybe a couple before we pick up the new game. But like what I'm seeing from the Dynasty stuff with the NIL, seems like it makes things feel even more diverse between programs. So hopefully that becomes the case with people starting to play here in a couple days. But here we go. Minchie, Kenny Minchie, he's been solid for the Bulldogs here. Starts off in the flex bone after a good kick return. Option out to the left side. He's got blockers. Late pitch. Nope, they said he was down. And only a gain of 2 there on the opening play up to the 30-yard line. Cumberland sporting the all-blue uniforms today. Blue jerseys, blue pants. The white-gray helmets with the Bulldog logo on each side. Troy and their crimson helmets, crimson pants, white jerseys with the crimson numbers. The silver T on each side and the silver stripe up the middle. Minchie comes out in the shotgun. He's got trips out to the right. Running back is Lando to his right as well. Quarterback keeper on the read option. Now a pitch out to Williams, who's out in the slot. And Chase Williams with a good gain of 10 yards out across the 40. First down for Cumberland. Bulldogs with a huge size advantage on the offensive line. Brought in a lot of transfers to quickly fill things up, and they've been playing well. Flexbone formation, flanker to the left, fullback directly behind Minchie. Two receivers stacked to the left side, just outside the hash marks. For the 42-yard line, it's a pitch to Gregory out of the backfield. Gregory turns upfield, big gain, and Gregory into Troy territory past the 45, gain of 15, and it's a first down for Cumberland. Minchie in the pistol formation. Williams, the tailback behind him. One receiver is Page out to the left, and then trips with a couple of tight ends close to the line on the right side. Another handoff right up the middle. Williams cuts back left, and not much doing. Maybe gained a yard. Hard to tell there. They're in the white paint of the big C here at George Allen Stadium. So not much, and it's a second down. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. First drive of the ball game. Minchie in the shotgun. Two tight ends down on the left side of the line. Two receivers out to the left. Williams in the shotgun backfield to quarterback's left. It is another read option. Minchie breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and falls forward down to the 35-yard line. It'll be close. They'll say he's short, but a 3rd and 1, and could be two chances here for the Bulldogs to try to convert. They'll pack it in with a flex bone. Choi showing pressure up the middle, but just 3 down linemen. Williams, the right side flanker, in motion, takes the handoff, and nowhere to go. So the Bulldogs will have a decision here. And they line up to go for it. 4th and 1 here on the opening drive. Just have to reach inside the 34. Full house pistol formation. Minchie surrounded by backs. One receiver each side. Takes the snap. Handoff. Lando has the first down. The big sophomore brought him in from Jacksonville State, and he's been the leading rusher. Approaching 500 yards on the season. Also 5 touchdowns this year. They're excited if they can keep him around for another couple of years here in Lebanon, Tennessee. 1st and 10, flexbone formation for Minchie. Flanker each side. Lando, the man in motion from the left. He takes the sweep, trying to get to the outside. Gets a couple of yards. It'll be second down. Cumberland eating up this first quarter clock, already approaching the halfway mark. Pistol formation. Flanker is Lando to the right. 2 receivers out to the left side and a 3-receiver set. Minchie fakes the handoff to Gregory. Rolls out left. Throws it, and it's behind Lando. And Elijah Prather down at the end of the play here. You can see the stats for Minchie this season. Approaching 1,000 yards passing. 55% option offense, so we're not asking him to put up huge numbers. Just smart passing when we need it. 3rd and 8 here for Cumberland. Should be in field goal range at the very least. Also, I've mentioned when you come out of the breaks, it doesn't show you what hash mark the ball is on. I saw somebody talking, one of the big-time creators saying, why don't we have a win factor? I think it might have been Sin Gaming Network. Anyway, pistol formation here. Not the receiver we should have thrown to, and Gunderson is short. They're saying go for this one here. Interesting. Field goal should be pretty simple here to get points, but the Bulldogs, they've been aggressive. Looks like they'll stay aggressive. Hardy brought in motion into the backfield. Minchie takes the snap, option out to the left. Pitch. Williams has it, and Williams has the first down. Down to the 16-yard line. So 2 4th down conversions here on the opening drive. Cumberland, they've eaten up 5 minutes of clock here on this first drive, now into the red zone. Read option. Minchie keeps it. Nice cut inside. Gets inside the 15 for a couple of yards. Call it a 2nd and 7 here from the 13-yard line. First down marker at the 6. Williams in motion before the snap from the right side. He's got the edge, spins at the 10, and down near the 8-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and short. Minchie barking out the orders at the line. Flex bone, flanker to the left, 2 receivers on the short side with the ball on the left hash mark. Hand off to Gregory up the middle, trying to fight his way. And I think they held him up just short. And if you're Cumberland, why not go for it again? You've gone for it twice already from the 7-yard line. And Minchie dives forward. He's got the first down. 3 fourth-down conversions. And Cumberland has a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line of Troy. Pistol formation for Minchie. Takes a snap. Throw over the middle. Man wide open. Springer in. Touchdown, Cumberland. A 6-minute march down the field to open up the ball game. 3 fourth downs converted. And Cumberland takes a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter. Third down for Troy, their opening possession. A good response where it was methodical down the field for Cumberland. Troy, with just a couple of first downs, have gotten into at least field goal territory here. The closing minute of this fast opening quarter. Throw over the middle, caught. Receiver has it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Now Cumberland's defense trying to hold the early lead. They went for 2 and got it. I love that the CPU continues to make that decision for me. I wish they just stopped missing extra points afterwards. The read option, throw out by Ale with a good start. Or would it be VL? Ale. Go with Viale. Handoff up the middle here on 2nd and 2, and just short. Who did they take a timeout for? For us? Jaquez Blanks, he's been getting banged up this season.
All right, let's get it. Right.
Desperately needed fill-in linebacker this year, though. They gave him the first down on that. I thought he was short. Handoff up the middle, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So Cumberland with an 8-0 lead after the opening 8 minutes. Just one drive for each side. Ultimate ball control game so far for the Cumberland Bulldogs. But Troy with a chance to tie it up. On the second quarter here on the Steve Nash's Cousin Radio Network. Teams have switched sides. Troy now heading towards the administrative building. Moving left to right on your radio dial. Handoff up the middle and kept out of the end zone. It is 3rd and goal, and would Troy think about going for it if they don't convert here? Single back. Tight end from the right in motion. Trips tight ends out to the left side. They hand it there. The block's in. Touchdown. And the Troy Trojans respond to the long drive with a drive of exactly 2 minutes. And Smith has it in the end zone. They settle for the 1 point, so Cumberland keeps the 1 point advantage. Into Trojan territory here. Facing a 3rd and 6 from their 47-yard line. Have to get down to the Trojans' 41. Pistol formation for Minchie. Drops back to pass, and he's hit, and he's sacked. Griffin able to come through and make the hit. And the Troy Trojans will get the football back. We've got it back now, though. From the 46-yard line of Troy, approaching the 2-minute warning here in this quick-moving opening half. Minchie in the shotgun, one receiver by himself to the left. Flanker behind the left side tight end. Takes the snap. Option has to pitch it quickly to Williams. Williams has got the edge. He's got the 40. He's got the 30 and spins down at the 25-yard line. Chance Williams already with a half century on the ground. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Oh, we got it in, but of course we missed the extra point. Come on now.
Here we go. Do the show. Right.
21 seconds and a 1st and 10 here for Ale and company to try to tie things up, and it's a sack. Sigler up the middle, and the Trojans have to burn their final timeout here on a 2nd and 18. And can't allow that to happen again, or there's a chance they won't even get the field goal attempt. Shotgun formation, trips out to the right. Smith, the running back, to quarterback's left. Ale back to pass. Under pressure, has to just toss it out of bounds over Smith's head. And it's a 3rd and 18. Ball sitting at the 22-yard line on the left hash mark. Tight end, one receiver close to the line on each side. Smith, the quarterback's right. Ale back to pass. Throws to the end zone, but throws it out of the back. Nobody can grab that thing. And it is a 4th and 18 with 8 seconds left, and they'll have to try to make the field goal to cut it down to 4 before the break. Field goal's up and has the distance. It's good. So Troy can get the double up. They get the second half kickoff. And they're down to the 4-yard line. So that's not great.
Let's go. Right.
Trojans looking to take the lead.
Here we go.
Ale in the shotgun, double tight ends to the left, option that way, late pitch. Smith breaks a tackle and he's in. Bulldogs couldn't corral him, and Troy takes their first lead of the afternoon with 3.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And they take a 10-point lead. And we're going to go to the 4th quarter. Cumberland got off to that great start, but Troy's woken up here. You can see Georgia, Duke, Clemson, Tennessee, 2 of our rivals in the top 4. Crowd still with the energy here. Wait, moment missed. Okay, there we go. That's why I wondered with this game. I hadn't tried that yet. If you let it go into the 4th quarter, does it act all weird about it? Field goal helps Cumberland here as we start the 4th quarter. Football at the 30-yard line of Troy. Shotgun formation for Minchie. Trips out to the left. 4 receiver set. Takes the snap. Drops back. Plenty of time, but misses the throw. Lando out of the backfield. Minchie had to backpedal away from the pressure. So they'll send out the field goal unit.
Number 95 on the field goal.
George Lincoln III. And I missed it. Just to the left. And Troy holds on to the 10-point lead. Trojans looking for a put-away score here. Touchdown would certainly do that. Cumberland has to hold them to a field goal attempt. 2nd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Handoff, and Sigler with another tackle in the backfield. Saquon Smith a little shaken up as he stands up. He's approaching 80 yards on the day. But that one of his worst runs. First down marker sitting at the 11.5. Ale back to pass, throws it at the marker, and it's too low. The receiver was in front of the man, should have been able to catch it. But he threw it at the shoelaces rather than throw it at his jersey number. And Cumberland gets a break. They hold him to the field goal attempt. 38-yarder here. Just left of center, and no problem. Troy extends the lead to 13 with 5:14 to go. And the Cumberland Bulldogs have to score a touchdown here on this drive. Under 4 minutes to play. Minchie, the snap. Throw to Lando. He makes the catch, but he's short. And they'll have to go for it here on 4th down.
Picks up 1. Offense facing 4th down.
First down marker sitting at the 41-yard line. Left hash mark for Minchie and company. The snap. Throw and the delay. Gunderson has the first down. Fourth down now for Cumberland. Under 3 minutes to play. They're going to run up to the line here. Can't waste any more precious time. Still have all 3 timeouts. But got to have a play here. Throws it, and it's dropped by Gunderson on the left sideline. And that'll probably do it. With 1:15 to go, Cumberland out of timeouts, and they can kneel this out. And Troy will come in into Lebanon, Tennessee, and leave with a big victory to keep their bowl eligibility hopes alive. And Cumberland continues to struggle at home. I don't think we've got Coastal Carolina was a home win, but Troy, after the slow start, Cumberland playing to their strategy, ball control. It doesn't work till the end. Troy with a big second half. 27-14 your final. Final player stats: Minchie 8 for 14, 99 yards, the 2 touchdowns. Running game, Gregory had success. Williams was good. Lando had a bad game. So he was struggling, and then Minchie, a couple yards here and there. And Springer had both touchdown receptions, so Miles Springer with a nice game. Gunderson, so our tight ends took up most of the receiving. Only 1 pass completion to a receiver. Tanner Millam had the only one for 24 yards. So clearly we just don't have the players in simulation yet that the game is going to let us do a whole lot. But let's see if we can at least get another commitment or 2 here as we advance to the next week. And we do indeed. Joshua Treggs, the fullback from Gunter, Texas, we are excited for. And Junior Shapiro staying at home in Tennessee. And then Darrell Veal, the big 6'3" receiver, has us up there. Of course, our championship contender takes a hit. The pro potential is the one that's the most concerning for us as a school. Now we get Arkansas State, who's playing well. I saw Arkansas State in the new game is going to have 5 NIL points to start their first season, which is crazy. That's what I was saying earlier. I think it's going to be cool where some schools you'll have to live on the high school recruiting, and then obviously the big schools, it'll be fun that you can just throw money at players and bring them in. But then obviously you have to keep that budget up. So as long as it's executed well and there's no weird glitches or exploits that people find, I think Dynasty mode going to be pretty fun in the next game. Just don't think you have to spend the extra money to play it 7 days early. All right, Donaldson, Bobo, Ruggs, they could be committing this week as well. Veal, since we start throwing him 50 points, has jumped way ahead of South Alabama, who we see next week. Also, South Alabama with Prince Tongue, if they offer him a scholarship, could get into that. Salako, we can jump him up all the way. South Alabama, it's the last one. We might as well. Playing style, A- for him. And then we'll just throw him 40 points this week. Oop. throw Sulaco his 40 points. And then we still got 75 to spend. Hatchet is well ahead. With a gem running back, we may just want to throw him the points right now. We're going to have a big stable of running backs, but for a option team, that's what you want. I want to just see the classes so far, how we are ranked. We're the best in the Sun Belt. 55th overall, so not bad. But why don't we go ahead and give Hatchet the full 50. And I've been looking at David's last name, and I'm, is it Gaiachuk? Is that what we should go with, David Gaiachuk? We're really desperate on defensive line help as well. Linebacker and defensive line is where we are in most need. I think transfer portal, we'll go looking at defensive backs to try to bring some higher speed guys in. I hope that's different too in the new game in 27, that some high school freshmen can come in a little bit faster. Seems like so many are in the mid-80s, and then you just have to spend like all the recruiting points because it costs so much, or their upgrade points, so much to upgrade the speed, and sometimes you spend it where it's like 12 or 13 points to advance it, and then it doesn't even give them a speed boost. It gives them just like the change of direction in route running. So that might be the next thing too, is like allow you again to, I know they've had that in the past where you could upgrade specific attributes one at a time. I like this system where it's like bulk things, but you'd still like to be a guarantee of like, hey, I know I'm going to get +1 speed of doing this. All right, on to our 10th game of the season here in season number 2, going on the road to Arkansas State. And, yeah, they've got better overalls than us, so if we are going to keep bowl eligibility hopes alive, we got to play a good one here. They got Toby Olawale, who's 91 speed as a receiver. I don't know if we've got anybody fast enough to even keep up with him. So hopefully the defense can do their job, and hopefully the CPU defense is calling a lot of zone. But we'll play the moments again. We want to kick if we can. Arkansas State will go with the All Blacks for them. And let's put the home helmet here. Let's go with that combo for our uniforms. Well, look at that. They're even giving them the Arkansas State loyalty song as we head to their place. The game knows what it's doing. All right, had a good start. We've had some good starts to games. It's putting 4 full quarters together. That's what we need to do. A beautiful, sunny Saturday afternoon here at Arkansas State as the Red Wolves take the field against the Cumberland Bulldogs. Arkansas State looking to stay above 500 in Sun Belt play. Cumberland got to have this one to keep bowl eligibility hopes alive here in 2026. And hey, we got an opening drive start out in front of the waterfall. 63 degrees, just a light breeze. And Cumberland comes out in the wishbone. Left hash mark, their own 7-yard line. Leando in motion from the left side. It's an option play. Blocks for Minchie. Makes a move and a nice run for Kenny Minchie out of the gate. They'll mark him just short of the first down. Gain of 9.5 on the opening play for Cumberland's offense. Flexbone, just one flanker to the left side. It's a handoff to Gregory on the 3rd and short. Big blocks up the middle, and he's got a good gain up near the 25. First 2 plays, Cumberland flexing their size advantage up front. And just bullied the Red Wolves off the line. The Bulldogs have gotten out of the shadow of their own goalpost. 2 minutes gone, 6 to play here in the first quarter. Out of the pistol, handoff to Williams. Chance, first chance today, goes nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9, they give him a yard just across the 25. Minchie stays in the pistol, flanker to his right. 2 receivers to the left and a 3-receiver set. Quarterback keeper on the read option. Oh, and the pitch is intercepted. Never saw the defender, and Beasley takes it back. Disaster play for Cumberland. And Arkansas State has a defensive score. I should have just kept it. The edge was just kind of sitting there and just never saw the guy on the backside. That's on me. Third and 7 for Cumberland here with 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Hand off to Williams, and he's not going to get the first down. He's down to the 43. And Cumberland will line up to go for it. First down marker just inside the 40, not quite to the 39-yard line. Trips out to the right and a 4-receiver set. The drop back for Minchie. Throw short of the line to gain. Receiver makes the catch, tries to break the tackle, but he's short. And they will not move the chains. Fourth and 1 at midfield, so the Red Wolves haven't been able to move anywhere. Cumberland trying to stop him. Collins takes the snap, throws the quick route, caught. Receiver has it inside the 30 on a missed tackle, inside the 35 down to the 33. And the Red Wolves start the second quarter, are down to the 10-yard line. Looking for the first offensive touchdown of the day. Got the defensive boost at the start of the game. First and goal, no gain to the left side. Red Wolves right back up to the line. Won't allow subs for Cumberland. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers each side. Throw over the middle. The tight end brings it in, but nothing doing. Gain of 1. And it's quickly 3rd and goal. Collins, pistol formation, up back to his right to the tight end. Under pressure, and he's sacked. Jordan Underwood comes in off the edge untouched. Arkansas State blocking 5. Or keeping 5 into block with 6 going. And Underwood unabated to the quarterback, able to get to him. They'll kick the field goal here from the right, from the left hash marks. That's a 30-yarder on the nose. And no problem right through the middle. Arkansas State up by 10. We've got a 3rd and 5 here at the 47-yard line for Arkansas State. Minchie trying to get the offense going. They've been able to get across midfield a couple of times, but nothing to show for it. The snap. Throw to Williams. He's got space up the middle. The first down and more. Cuts inside the 20, and that's where he's brought down. Second and 5 from the 15-yard line. Minchie in the shotgun, flanker to the left. 1 receiver by himself out to the left side. It's an option. Pitch to Williams. Gets past the first tackler. Second man able to bring him down, and it's a gain of a couple to bring him 3rd down. Third and 3, first down marker at the 13. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. A field goal does help out Cumberland just to get on the board. A snap for Minchie. Throws the flat, and Gunderson brings it in. A bit of a high pass. If it was accurate, I think he could have turned around and got it. But instead, it is 4th down. Minchie goes under center. Williams, the flanker, in motion from the right side, takes the pitch. It's wide open. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Cumberland. Chance Williams from 10 yards out, and Cumberland is on the board. Third and 7 for Arkansas State. Have to get down to the 38 of Cumberland. Minute 55 to go here in the first half, up by 3. Collins has to roll out from the pressure, throws towards the left side, and the receiver had it, and he dropped it. It's broken up at the last moment, and likely punting situation here. Oh man, we're at our own 1 yard line. Uh-oh. So Cumberland has to go 99 yards here in a minute and 38. Down by 3. And Gregory right up the middle. Nice cut move. And he's got the first down. Minute and a half to play. Bulldogs quickly up to the line. Gregory, fake handoff to him. Throw for the first down. Williams has it. And the Bulldogs quickly moving upfield to the 34-yard line, and Arkansas State wants to take a timeout. So Cumberland was wanting to hustle, and Red Wolves say, not so fast, let us get our guys in that we want. That's a 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line of Cumberland. Minchie under center in the flex bone. Drops back to pass. Throw over the middle, and Page, no, he dropped it. Thought he'd have it for at least a couple of yards, but it's second down. Two receivers to the left, flanker to the left side. Williams in motion, option play out to the left, pitch to Williams well behind the line of scrimmage, and this play goes backwards, and Arkansas State takes timeout. And thinking, hey, we can get the football back one more time here. Minchie comes out, empty set, trips out to the right, 4 receiver set, tight end Gunderson on the left side of the line. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right. There's a lot of space there. Minchie running, and he's got the first down. Took the shoulder right at the marker. Needed 18, got 18 and 1 inch.
And that's good enough for a first down.
First down, Cumberland. They've got all 3 timeouts, 66 seconds left. Field goal can tie it up, and they will get the football to start the second half. The pistol snap, throw over the middle. Springer has it, and he's got the first down. They run up to the line. Springer had the big game last week despite the loss, 2 touchdown receptions. Under a minute to go, Minchie the snap. Throw left side, Springer brings it in, and they won't have to take a timeout. Arkansas State has a man down. Clive Wilson, the linebacker, injured. And that'll be a free timeout for Cumberland. They keep all 3 in their pocket with 53 seconds left. Ball at the 40-yard line. It's a 2nd and 5. Probably need another 12 or so yards to feel comfortable on the field goal attempt. Gunderson in motion, the tight end, left to right shotgun for Minchie here. Running back to his right. It's an option play. Pitch to Williams. Tries to make a cut, and he's stuffed. And finally, Cumberland will have to burn a timeout. The left side end, he read that one really well for Arkansas State. Blew that play up early. And there was nothing that Cumberland could do. Minchie wouldn't have gotten anything. He would have lost a couple yards. Williams did a good job just to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5 here for Cumberland. Likely 2-down territory in the closing minute. Play action, under pressure, and Minchie is sacked. Nowhere to go with the football. Nobody open. Final 30 seconds, they'll send the offense out there. I think they'll let some clock go. before they snap this football with 20 seconds left. Just going to launch it to the end zone to Scooter Page, and it's tipped away with 14 seconds left. Rejoining the action midway through the third quarter. A 3rd and 12 for Arkansas State. First down marker right at the 15-yard line. Cumberland trying to hold him to a field goal attempt. Collins empties out the backfield. Back to pass, under pressure, dumps it off, and only a yard. And that will not do it. And they do not get the field goal. Cumberland in field goal range. Opening seconds here of the fourth quarter. Low-scoring affair. Arkansas State, the heavily favored team, but Cumberland has held their own. First down marker just inside the 20. Williams in motion before the snap. Option out to him. He takes the pitch. He's got a long way to go, and he won't get there. Only a yard. And now Cumberland will call on George Lincoln today for the first time on a field goal. And it's up and good, and we're tied at 10. Job done for Cumberland on the offensive side defensively. Trying to come up with a stop. From the Bulldogs' 48-yard line. First down marker at the 42.5. Collins in the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws over the middle. Caught with ease. And down inside the 30. Gain of 18. Oh, wow. We must have stopped him. Or they missed the field goal on the angle. So 1st and 10 here. On the positive side of the 50 for Arkansas State. Clock running with just over 3 minutes to go. Collins throws it, looking for the end zone, and it's caught. Oh my goodness, how did they bring it in? Touchdown, Red Wolves. Defender was there for Cumberland, but couldn't make the play. And Arkansas State, J.J. Harrell brings in the high pass from Collins. How did we not tip that away? We got Ayers back here. Yeah, just jump behind him instead of getting in front. Well, that's the difference between a 6-3 team and a 3-6 team. Well, now we've got to respond at our own 25-yard line. Dang, guys getting beat up here so far in this game. Minchie's at least healed up a little bit. Flex bone here. And a drive. Cumberland's got to have 6. Gregory, good start here. Handoff up the middle, and he's got 15 all the way up to the 40-yard line. 2:58 to play. Still plenty of time for Cumberland with all 3 timeouts. Minchie changes the play at the line. Hand off to Gregory again, and up through the midfield logo, gains a handful. Second and 5, 2:35 to play. Minchie under center. Williams, the flex back in motion, takes the pitch out to the left. He's got space into Red Wolves territory inside the 40. Shoved out of bounds with 2:24 to play.
Steps out of bounds at the 37. First down for the offense.
Clock stopped at 2:24. 1st and 10, left hash mark. Cumberland with the football at the Arkansas State 37-yard line. Williams in motion. Takes the handoff and can't do anything there on the sweep. And the clock runs. Would like to get at least one more snap off here before the 2-minute warning. Minchie up to the line, pistol formation. He does get the snap off. Play action, roll out. Keeps it himself. Good run here and gets out of bounds after the first down. Steps out at the 25. The defender on the outside, he was between a rock and a hard place, had to stick with the receiver. If not, Minchie would have just dumped it to him and let him eat up the yardage. But it's a 1st and 10 at the 2-minute warning. Cumberland 24 yards away from the choice. Will they go for the tie and force overtime, or will they go for it all? First things first, got to get it in the end zone. Pistol formation for Minchie here on 2nd and 8. The snap. Throws, and Page brought it in. Wasn't the best throw from Minchie, but Page, the best receiver on the roster, able to make the adjustment. Football at the 11-yard line, so technically a first down available here for Cumberland. Minchie looks to the sideline, 90 seconds left. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. And off to Williams, and nothing doing. Maybe lost a yard. Down to 70 seconds left. Here, Cumberland don't want to leave any time left for Arkansas State either. So they're letting the play clock go down. Minchie takes the snap. Quarterback keeper bounces outside. Throw to the end zone, and it's dropped. Gunderson had it in his hands, had a step onto the defender, but couldn't haul it in. And it's 3rd down. Minchie in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Ball just on inside the left hash mark, tight end each side. Williams, the running back. The snap. Minchie under pressure, steps up, rolls. He's in! Touchdown, Cumberland! And now decision time. Do you go for 2? Nope, they just kicked the field goal. I should have done it myself. All right, so we get the football first in overtime. Second overtime game we've had in as many years. Had the one last year we should have won. Minchie lines up under center. Williams, the flex back in motion. He takes the pitch to the left side. Cuts inside the 20 and a good start. Gain of 7 on first down. Williams has gotten beat up today. Put Lando in. Williams, that handoff going nowhere. Third and 5. Red Wolves trying to force a field goal attempt. Play action. And Minchie was trying to roll out to get it to Page to get a clean angle, but he's sacked. And Cumberland has to settle for the field goal. The 47-yarder right down the middle. Arkansas State field goal to take us to double overtime. Touchdown will win it. Can Cumberland get the stop? Red Wolves trying to survive the scare here at home. Throw on first down, caught, ball game. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Now that'll take away our bowl eligibility. unfortunately here, as the Red Wolves celebrate on the field. They keep conference hopes alive at 4-2 and get to 7-3, while Cumberland drops to 3-7. An overtime loss for the Cumberland Bulldogs. I should have just taken over and gone for 2 there at the end of the game. Now we know. Inching closer to level 10. Our self-sanctioned Coach Pop Warner here before we can start spending those points. And let's see if we get a few more recruits in as we head into South Alabama week. And Sean Bobo has indeed committed. They list him as a center as his natural position, but he's an athlete, so we should be able to put him anywhere. Bradley Donnerson. That's a good sign, especially after we've used a lot of our tight ends here the last couple of weeks in the passing game. But 3-7, unfortunately, here for Cumberland after some promising efforts, but haven't been able to pull off the wins consistently yet. So we've got another 110 points to spend, and you love to see that in our national ranking. It's all the guys at the top of the board that we've been able to bring in. And yeah, why don't we bring in Prince Tung? The reason we looked at him in the first place, gadget player, so somebody that we can maybe throw in as a flex bone back if he develops as an athlete. So we'll give Salako as he's on his visit here, and good thing we did because Rice has jumped into it now. Even though they haven't offered him a scholarship, that's the scary thing, is if they do, they could jump. Or did they already offer him the scholarship? They got the scholarship to him, but they haven't scheduled a visit. So hopefully we can put things away with Salako, but he's not even into his top 3 yet. Hatchett just jumped into his top 5. Then we said Gaiachuk, right? That's how we're going to say David Gaiachuk. Give him the full 50. Lee Braverman still has us ahead. These two pretty close. Why don't we start giving Braverman his 25 points and let him jump ahead a little bit. Although Old Dominion, and he's only got the one offer from us, so Drugsma, let's give him the full 50. Let's do that instead. Some of these guys we could probably pull points away, but I think we can wait a week on Braverman and start going after him. Damian Blizzard, we may start throwing more points at. DJ Stamer as a pure runner. But honestly, like, yeah, I'm not going to fight for Herbally, or Harris or these guys, because those will just be more spots that we can go after for transfers. So no need. And do we really need to play the games here? I think we can just sim ahead, honestly. We're already out of bowl eligibility. I think we've done what we can here. And let's just see if the sim will be gracious to us these final 2 weeks of the season. And we do get another commitment from Joel Ruggs. Salako has officially gotten into his top 3 after the visit. Hey, we did win. It gave us the win over South Alabama. So we like to see that. And that is our first sim win. Every other game we've had to at least have a hand in. So that's a good sign that the sim engine is starting to respect us a little bit. A 23-16 victory over South Alabama. And we got off to a good start. 3 touchdowns. 1 in each of the first 3 quarters. So we were up 21-6 heading into the 4th. And then the defense with a safety helps lock it down. Minchie only had to throw it 7 times in the air. And he ran for 94 yards. Hardy with a good day. Lando punches it in twice. Gregory continues to play really well here in his second season, despite being a blocking back. So that gives me some hope if we can get a true running fullback that we can start making some noise with our Army playbook. So on to our final game against Louisiana, going on the road. Nice that we could get a win on Senior Day for the seniors that have had their heads bashed in these last 2 years to help get this program off its feet. That's a beautiful sight. Lots of C's there at the top of the board on our national ranking. Tongue took a huge jump. Veal, we're way ahead. We've had Shapiro locked in. We've got Sulaco close. Hatchet on his way. Gaichuk still with his top 8. We got the 50 points to spend, and we'll just give it to Braverman to close out recruiting season here. I think next, instead of Blizzard, we'll go after Stamer if we get points open up here in this next week. Well, can we get to 5-7 here and hand Louisiana the same record? On paper, we're the better team, and Christian Lando, the impact player for this game. Might be the first time we've been listed as the impact player. Here we go. We'll just sim through for Coach Pop Warner to close out his second season at the helm. Tongue and Gaichuk have moved in their top 5. And we did win. Look at that. Back-to-back wins, a 500 record in Sun Belt play, and our first season in conference. Not bad. A game short of a bowl game here in season number 2. But big progress. From 0 FBS wins to 5. And we're feeling good heading into the offseason. A 21-16 victory. And Minchie had a touchdown in this one, 138 yards on just 6 completions. Lando, 118 yards on the ground, a touchdown. Gregory with 103 yards. Minchie had 50. Wow, what a game. We had over 300 yards rushing. So we send Chance Williams out on a high note, although he did have a fumble. Well, let's take a look at our final season stats here for our 5-7 record. And so Minchie goes 96 for 169, 56% completion, just under 1,400 yards. Touchdown to interception ratio, that's what we like to see. If we can get that even better, but close to 2 per. And then never really got any time for Frost or Flaherty. That's a good sign for an option quarterback that he stays in the whole season. Lando with just under 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. He'll only get better. And the playing time, he's not going anywhere. Even with the new guys we got coming in, I think he'll still be our best running back option in 2027. Minchie with over 500 yards. 4 guys with over 500 yards rushing. Our main 4, Gregory, Williams. Both those guys moving on. Minchie and Lando will have back. Okay, and Anu, if he can have a big offseason training-wise, I think we might be able to get him some big upgrades, and I think he could become a big part. And then we'll see with Maverick Bentley. As long as he stays and doesn't leave for brand exposure as a fullback. Receiving-wise, Scooter Page ends up with the most yards. Spread across the board with a lot of targets. A lot of our running backs getting involved in the passing game. And our offensive line did pretty well this season. I'd say defensively, total tackles. How about Ben Laney, the redshirt freshman, taking a big step up. Hopefully the offseason will reflect that. DeMarvin Holland ended up the season injured. Quincy Blue, who was the one player that made a step up in his depth trait to impact, second leading tackler along with Underwood. And we'll have Underwood back for next season as well. Crutchfield, one of the cornerbacks we brought in. 54 tackles for him. Holland had 54 tackles. Ayers was the other transfer. Not a great sign if 3 of your cornerbacks are in your top 6 tackling. You throw in Blue as a safety and Reese as a free safety. Sigler with 43 tackles, 13 in the backfield, 5 sacks. Kamari Moore, really excited about him, bringing him in as a freshman transfer. And he had 6 sacks, so he had a good season. So a lot of positives to take away from our 2026. And I think they're going to be okay with our coaching stability. Yeah, 80% job security. Safe for now. But we got to get a win against a rival in the next season. That's the goal. 6-18 through our first 2 seasons. Let's see here in our bye week if we can get anybody else to commit to the squad. Not yet. Raverman, we started the movement there in his recruitment by throwing him points. Take a look at our staff. Don't know if we really want to change anything. Yeah, Waller and Dustin obviously could be better in terms of ratings, but Metro Atlanta's a nice pipeline to have. I think he's a recruiter. No, he's a... Oh, nope, that's ours. That's not what we're looking at. Oh, Waller's a tactician as well. So he gives us some nice boost there. And then our defensive coordinator is a master motivator. I thought I was going to dump more points into recruiting when we get to level 10 for Pop here. But honestly, we're doing okay that I don't think I need to. I think we'll end up going to motivator to try to get those off-season boosts. Is that the first level? Yes, so that's probably where we're going to dump a lot of our points here when we hit level 10 with Coach. Hopefully we can do that before this off-season training and get everybody those boosts. But we'll have to have a big recruiting class, I think. Okay, so we're good there. Our coaching staff not changing. And there's a commitment. Vince Salacco from Chattanooga, staying in the home state. Now the big question is, can we keep some of these guys from transferring? And we are done with the recruiting here in the regular season. Let's take a look at the college football top 25 because the bracket's broken for some reason. Is that a known issue? Well, no undefeated teams. UCLA at the top. How did that happen? As a 77 overall, did they just get an easy Big Ten schedule? Yeah, pretty much. They lost to the one good team. Oh, wow, and then it was UCLA-Washington in the Big Ten championship. Just like the college football purists love. Yeah, lost to Oregon, and then Michigan's not very good this year. They beat USC at home. So UCLA's going to be the #1 seed. Our rivals in Tennessee did not play them this year. We'll get them back on the schedule next year, especially if they can win the national title. They beat Georgia in the SEC title game. Their only loss, a 3-point loss to LSU. So a really good Tennessee squad this year. Duke, for whatever reason, that playbook just gets love on this game. Their only loss was in the conference championship to Clemson, so Duke will be in, Clemson will be in, Georgia will still be in, Oklahoma, Alabama, Miami, Iowa State, Washington, and then Arizona State should all be in for sure, and then we'll see if Penn State's the team that's in. Will it actually pull up the bracket for us? Nope. It will not. So let's see. Scores and schedules. Maybe. Nope, it's not even going to give us that. All righty. So we have no way to look at that. Hopefully that's fixed. I am put my voice in there as one of the people screaming for letting us use team builder squads and offline dynasties. I don't understand why that's not a thing. Even if you, in the new game, say, hey, you're not going to be able to update the team, what you go in with is what you're stuck with, I think people would take that over the no option at all. Hey, we got another commitment. Darryl Veal. I didn't think we were allowed to recruit during this week, but we are officially to level 8 with Coach Warner. Devin Dampier, the Heisman Trophy winner, just under 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns. And we're not taking any job offers, but just see. San Diego State would bring us in as their head coach, and then offensive coordinator for West Virginia, UConn, or Cincinnati, and they have us as the top for 3 of them, but we're not going. And let's make sure none of our staff is leaving. Can't imagine Waller and Dustin are exactly bringing in huge interest with their ratings. Early National Signing Day, this is one of my best regular seasons I've had on this game. And anything I've done, usually I just lose out on guys at the end, but we've got the number 41 recruiting class, 10 guys committed. Our 4-star in Duggins, and then 9 3-stars already. And a bunch of other guys close to committing. Tongue, Hatchet, Gaiachuk, Braverman's pulled away. Drugsma might be a battle we're going to have to spend some points on in that first week of the offseason. And then Blizzard, Stamer, Winbush, maybe we'll go after. I mean, some of these guys, they may just come automatically to us, but these other guys that obviously we can remove verbally, but these guys are kind of on the chopping block, I'm going to be honest. Especially the ones we're not ahead on already. Yeah, Orlando, I don't think we're going to catch. We can remove him. At least I'm not going to put the effort in to catch. FAU, you can have Huma. Our kickers have been fine. James Harris. I mean, playing time still says he's an A+, but I think we'll let Ball State and Kent State fight out for him, and we'll leave 14 open spots for transfers to come in and plug and play where we need to, and let hopefully all 21 of these guys kind of be the backbone between this class and last year's freshman class. Be the backbone of the roster here for the next couple of seasons. Top stories will tell us Iowa State and Miami first round of the playoffs. Arizona State and Alabama facing off. And let's see if it'll show us scores and schedules. There we go. Hey. Conference championships. CSU sneaks by San Diego State in the revamped Pac-12. Liberty comes up short against Middle Tennessee. In our league, it was, where is our Sun Belt? Do we not have a Sun Belt championship? There it is. Southern Miss, no surprise, beats Marshall. Both ranked teams in the top 25, but Southern Miss, we played against them, and they just got beat up on us. We hung tough for about 3/4 of that game. And then, as we talked about, Tennessee over Georgia, UCLA over Washington, and Clemson over Duke in the Big Three. Arizona State eliminates TCU with that win in the Big 12. But I can't look at the bowl schedule for this week. All right, guess not. Well, we can advance to the next week here and get into the off season. Any more job offers? Memphis, our rivals, even though they've been in the top 25. They've got high hopes. Pop Warner or Steve Sarkisian is who they're looking at. Oh my God, Western Michigan dropped down to a 54 overall. Again, I hope in the new game that if teams do that, it makes sense. I saw they put some of those FBS teams are even sub 50 in rankings. So maybe they know that's an issue, that teams are just dropping down in overall rankings into the low 60s. Like pretty frequently. Will it show me the bowl schedule now? No. Okay. So we just kind of have to be in the dark here on what's happening for the most part in the college football playoff. Oklahoma advanced, so they'll get Georgia. Clemson gets Tennessee. And it looks like UCLA, Miami. And that Arizona State advanced. So they should be playing Duke, I would guess. Meant to look at managed staff, so hopefully neither of our coaches left. Yep, our coaches are here, so we're good. And it'll be Miami and Georgia in the Rose Bowl. Georgia by 14 over Oklahoma. And Alabama and Tennessee. So it is a SEC party in the Final Four. The SEC could certainly use that in 2026 after rough season last year. Thanks to Indiana, SEC lost a lot of aura points last year. Didn't help. Georgia gave away that game against Ole Miss. It should have been Indiana-Georgia in the national championship. They were the two best teams throughout the whole season, but welcome to the NFLification of college football playoffs, and Georgia gets hammered by Miami. So Miami was the champions last year against Texas Tech. They're back in the national championship, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. And who will be the national champions? Will Miami go back-to-back here in our dynasty? Ooh, big boost for Coach Warner. We got a chance to get, I think, to level 10 before the training. That's the goal. Coach Prestige finally jumping up a little bit, so that'll help. Now let's take a look. Who was the national champions? Tennessee by 14. So they knock off the defending champions to prevent the repeat. And Tennessee are rivals. And we will have to add them to the schedule for sure. And now we officially move on Oh, look at that. Dan Lanning gets pulled away. The Michigan Boosters. Did Dave Portnoy take that money he was going to use to run for the mayor of New York and put it to luring Dan Lanning away? I guess time will tell here over the next half year. Shane Beamer will now be the new head coach at Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman got fired, and he's going over to Iowa as a bounce-back spot. Ryan Silverfield got promoted after Memphis. They recovered after losing to us. Made it to the top 25. He'll go to Illinois. And Kelly Dillingham will be the new coach we face off against in our arch rivals in Georgia Tech. They also bring in Jamie Chadwell from head coach to offensive coordinator there. Jonathan Pataki for Duke going to the NFL. Mark Stoops will now be the head coach of Arizona State after leaving Kentucky. Steve Sarkisian, he was at Michigan and got fired there, and now is at Oregon. Was that just a one-year stop at Michigan? And you get fired at Texas, went to Michigan? Nope. Third school in 3 years here in this dynasty for Sarkisian. Not great. So a few of the coaching changes there, and now let's fully get into the offseason and let's see the damage here on the transfer portal for us. Please tell me we got, well, we won't see yet with Chance Williams if he went to the draft, so it won't help with those guys. Gatula wants to leave, and there's no chance of us keeping him. DeAndre Carter wants to leave, no chance. This is very unfortunate. Who do we want to try to keep? Grant, I'm not too worried about keeping. We've only got 2 persuasions, too. Oh, man, we lost basically our entire offensive line. Holland also wants to leave. Page wants to leave. I think we got to try. We got to try to keep Everett Small if we can. Nope. Damn. All right. Let's try. I'd rather have Prather, I think, than Holland. Nope. Well, we're going to lose our whole offensive line that played so well. Gatula, Carter, Prather, Small. Maybe we can convince. Do they show up? I know in the new game they start showing up where you can go back after them. But we just lost a lot of our talent right there. That's why I wanted to start opening up some transfer spots, because knew that was going to happen. Perry Byler, was that a guy we even had on our board? I don't even remember him being on our board. Apparently. But he's only a 2-star. He must have been the guy at the bottom of the board. All right, draft results. Did we send to anybody? Nope. So that's going to continue to hurt. All right, can we take a look at our roster? Does it show who has left already? Oh, nope. Don't want to switch teams, just want to. All right, so we got Minchie and Flaherty as our quarterbacks. Williams will be leaving. So I don't think they've taken the seniors out yet, because Gregory shouldn't be back. And then offensive line. We won't have Johnson anymore. We have no left guards. yeah, we're going to have to go after some offensive linemen here. Defensive back with Crutchfield and Ayers still there. We're okay. We got to get some safeties, though. Oh, man. So we need some safeties. Let's get into the off-season recruiting. Tongue, I don't know if we need to throw points right away. Hatchet should be committing. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. Only 525 points to spend here. Maybe we only had 500 last season. Playing time. Guys looking for playing time. That's what we got to live on. If they're looking for other things, and I'm sure a lot of running backs want to come to us, but let's see. Can we go after any of the guys that left us? Would any of them be willing to come back? Young still has us 4th. But honestly, I think we can let him walk. Kansas, NC State, a lot of those schools want him. Carter is still willing to come back. He just kind of wants to test the waters. And I want to try to bring him back if we can. So let's continue to look at him. Do we have anybody that has us first on their board? No, but we've got Josh Veldman here. Again, pro potential's what they're looking for. Owen Long. Another outside linebacker. Hollis Moeller wants to come to us. Pure blocking tight end. He had a couple of catches last year. I guess we could replace him with the tight end we lost. But we have got to go look at safeties. We've got to have, thankfully, we got some guys that want to come here. So Andre Threat from Louisiana Tech. Chris Filippo. Raphael Dunn from Wisconsin. Monty Casper spent last season with Indiana. Justin Dennison playing style A+. And then Karapateas playing style. So we got 3 guys with A+ playing style. Here with Peyton Morgan, Karapateas, and let's go Denson and try to get all 3 of these guys, and then hopefully a couple of those guys in the lower rankings maybe maybe don't get an offer here the first couple of weeks. DeMarcus Leach, and Leach likes his playing style, freshman transfer. So go ahead and put him on our board. A lot of these guys liking our playing style, so that's good. Peterson's a junior. Trying to look at rankings overall. Strickland is a sophomore, and not a lot of big programs looking at him. transferring from East Carolina. So why don't we go after those two guys? We'll start with those 5 safeties. Defensive back. Could use one more really good corner. Jaja Boyd. Let's try for him. And do we want Vimage or Pride? Zone coverage. They're both zone coverage. Freshman and better ranking. Let's go with that. It says we still need another outside linebacker. Oh, we've only got 4 spots too. Oops. I honestly think linebacker are okay because we have so many Mike linebackers that we've decided to look at. What I need is a couple edge rushers. Greg Aday, why don't we look at him? And Dylan Carpenter wants to come for playing time. So let's throw him on the board. And we got to go get a couple offensive linemen. Again, these are pro potential guys. Where are my guys that want playing time? Nowhere to be found. Contender, contender, pro potential, pro potential, pro potential, pro potential, pro potential. All the offensive linemen in this game are just in it for the next level. Well, we'll try to get Saquon Miles, or Saquon Miles. And then, yeah, centers, we don't. We'll just convert guys if we need to. Cleveland could knock us out right away, so. Mekhi Stewart. I think we actually looked at Mekhi Stewart last season, too, in the offseason. And we were close on getting him to commit. But that's what we'll go with to start. And honestly, I think I gotta. Well, now Braverman's like, oh, I guess I'm not playing. But he is a proximity to home, so I guess we can keep him. All right, let's go to all the transfers. Get them their scholarships. Nope. Don't need to add points yet. Who have we not handed scholarships to? I don't know why those guys weren't in the transfer. Maybe because weird, because they're freshmen? All right, see which guys are ready for a visit. And just 10 points, so we can give that playing time to Tongue. Hatchet here in week 1. Playing time, that only spends 25 points for us. Playing style for Drugsma. And Braverman we can't do anything with because he's got the deal breaker, but we'll get the complimentary here. And playing time for Gaiachuk. And those will be our 4 visits for this week. And for these safeties, we have to get at least a couple of them, or we are in real trouble. And I don't care if we get overloaded on safeties. We can move them around, have them play corner. We have just got to have bodies right now. And then hopefully Boyd. So our big focus here. And then we're trying to convince DeAndre Carter after he said, I think I'm done at Cumberland, to say, hey, why don't you come on back? Pride, we're in the top 5, so I'll wait on points with him. Offensive lineman we got to have as well, so throw the full 50 at Stewart. And Miles, let's throw a good 25 at him. Carpenter will throw 10 here just for the opening week, and then we'll go back up. And DM Pride, but for these guys, we'll get them more points here in the second week. So let's hope. Let's hope offering scholarships is enough to keep us in these races for these guys. And Chuck Hatchett. Let's make sure our stable of running backs young and talented. We already have some deal breakers coming in for some of these guys. So we've got 135 points now to spend. Hatchet, the first one we put on the board here, a gem. So we like that, and look at that. All right, Morgan, we've jumped up to first. Leach, we've jumped up to first against Jack State. I don't think any of these guys are ready for visits yet. Strickland took a huge lead. Denson, we're in a fight with Wake Forest. Nobody went after Boyd. Carter, we took a huge lead, so... Oh, look at that, DeAndre. Maybe the grass ain't greener outside of Lebanon. You didn't get any offers. But DeAndre Pride did, and so we are going to have to throw big points here at him. No. I want 50 for him. There we go. Stewart, we've jumped ahead. Carpenter with Tulsa right there, but we only gave him 10 points, so we should be able to pull away on that one. And I want to check, do we have anybody ready for visits other than Byler and Braverman? But yeah, Braverman's not going to be happy. Maybe we can find a position for him. I want to take a look at the other transfers. So those guys, let's throw 50 at a day here and see if we can jump into that one. Veldman, we're ahead with the scholarship offers. Stamer, we're still ahead. Blizzard, some of these guys are going to kind of default to us. Old Dominion apparently is not putting points at Drugsma at all, so he should make the commitment. Braverman's going to end up committing even with the deal breaker because nobody else has offered him. I think. I assume he'll still commit. Gajachuk, close to committing. Moeller, we jumped up to the top. So we guessed right on guys that weren't getting offers. Karapatis, we've fallen behind, but honestly, I think we can just remove him. Well, we're still only in the top 8 there. Tongue top 3. Let's just take the 25 here from Miles before we remove Karapatis. And go ahead and throw 25 at him. See if that closes the gap there on Wyoming. If that does, then maybe we go after him because, again, we guessed pretty well here. Pride is the one we're really in a fight for here at the top, but everybody else, and then Denison with Wake Forest. And of course, he doesn't like. Thankfully, it's playing style for him. He's had A+. Because playing time, again, all these guys would pretty much be playing right away. So, all right, we'll move on to week 2. Halfway through the offseason recruiting. Like to get a couple guys here early. Should be able to send some visits out. And we are looking very good on a lot of the guys we've asked to transfer in. So the points are already spent up, but let's see where we're standing with everybody. And Morgan now ready for a visit. It's going to cost 25 points. Go ahead and get him playing style. Give him his 25 points back. And then with Leach, we can do the complimentary visit. Playing style. Boyd's ready, so we'll get him his visit. Jacksonville State's hanging around there. Stop being a bother. Give him his. Give each of these guys 30. Balance those two out, and then let's see with Boyd how much that's going to cost. 25. I'm not sure he really needs it. Was he? He was a playing style guy. Cool. Okay, but helps the other two get everybody locked in. So we'll give him 25. Denison, we are at neck and neck with Wake Forest. Don't want to do competitives. So we'll send him for week 4. And honestly, Boyd doesn't need the points right now since he's up so big that I'd rather give him to Denison or Denson. Would that be considered? That would be considered a competitive. He's another one of our playing style guys. Yes. Okay, so Pride will have come next week. Well, I said it before we even got into the offseason that we were going to use the transfer portal to shore up our defensive secondary, and that has certainly been the focus. Baylor's jumped up into the top for him. And nobody wants Carter. So we'll remove the 50 points from him. And then Said Strickland we haven't gotten the visit to. Go ahead and give him playing style. He doesn't need the full 50. We can give him 25. Denson, I want to give the full 52. Boyd's okay. Carter's good. Pride, we got to give the full 52 right now. And then we've only got one more visit for each week. Stewart's way ahead. Carpenter could use the visit. It's only 15 points. Let's get him in right now for the playing time. Because our defensive front is terrible. Miles, we're still ahead. Tongue, we're ahead. And we can't send him on a visit because he'll have a competitive in that week 4. So Stewart, you're getting 25 points this week. Hopefully playing time's his other one that he likes, but I don't know. So we got 30 points there. All right, yeah, now we're good. Okay, now we can give him the full 50. Mueller, we are just ahead, but nobody else has offered him a scholarship. A day we have caught up. I know, and that's only going to cost us 10 points, so we'll make him our last visit. Get the family in town. Up from Trussville, Alabama. And we'll give him 40 points this week, and then we still got 5. At Stammer, we're okay. All these guys look like they're going to be committing to us. We'll go those last 5 to Mueller just to give him a little boost up. But hopefully some of these guys commit here this week, and then we're good. So we've got all of our visits set up here for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully all the compliments. We'll do a platoon defensive secondary. It's never been done before in football, I don't think. We'll have one group that's friends with each other, the other group that's friends with each other. They'll battle as Team 1A and Team 1B during practice. And then whichever secondary is playing better, those will be the 4 that start. Come on, let's start seeing some commitments here. Don't want to have to wait till last week. No. Dang, got none of them. But I think we jumped ahead for the ones we needed to. All right, final week. And these guys, we want to get them back up to their full 50. Don't leave anything to chance here. Morgan, you get 50. Leach, you get 50. Especially don't want him staying in conference. Strickland, we're okay. Denson, we've created some space, and we got him on the visit. Boyd, we're good. Carter, we're good. Pride, we have jumped up. I don't think we're going to be able to hard sell, though, so we're just going to have to stick with the 50. Stewart, we're good. Ooh, and then Tulsa just offered. How did his playing time jump to F? How is that possible? I don't know how that works. Oh, and I don't think we're going to catch. Well, that'll be one of the scholarships we can go ahead. Oh, shoot. Do I need to add him back and actually remove the points? Oh, man. Because the points never went back to the board. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and go find him. That's annoying that it wouldn't just put the points back. Oh, it took the scholarship away. Now the points are back. Okay, now we can go ahead and remove him. Let's see who hasn't been offered a scholarship. Do we just go best player available? Come on, game. Probably should have just gone back to the recommended. I think there were quite a few that were sitting with no scholarships. Oh, that's the problem. Let's look at top prospects and see who's getting no love. Kevin Sperry, a dual threat quarterback. Has no offers. Quentin Taylor. Ooh, that's more what we're looking for, our offensive lineman. Miles McVay. I think that's maybe we should try to get Jordan Ross too, but at the very least McVay. And he's immediately at the top of our board, so we'll give him the scholarship and the 50. And hopefully nobody else offers him a 6'6", 353-pounder. Absolute hog molly. To go along with Carter at 356. 700 pounds of beef that Cumberland can have coming at you with their option offense this season. And then just to make sure nobody comes in and tries to steal Miles. Quarterback-wise, we got to make sure we've got Stamer. Even though he's got the X there. think it'll be all right. Feldman as a linebacker. Some of these guys we may be able to convert to defensive linemen too to help make up for the edge. Oh, a day is close. Is that why what's his name up there on the board is looked at now as not playing? Would have F playing time? I guess we'll find out. Hate to lose out on both of them, but we'll see. Those guys are fine. Boyd will commit. We'll give Carter just in case somebody tries to come in with a scholarship here in the final week. Stewart should be locked up. I could have kept the... Oh, we got 70 points now, so why don't we go ahead and just make sure Moeller's coming in. That's a good target on the outside for us. Yeah, hopefully Braverman comes. And Carpenter's the one I'm worried about. But they're like opposite sides. I don't know why playing time all of a sudden went to F with him. I don't get that. We got 25 points to spend. I'm not sure it really matters where at this point. I think it counted. Oh. We got 20 points to spend. So we'll give Boyd 10. And we'll give Veldman 10. All right. I think we're going to end up with 34. That would be my guess. Time to see. How are we filling out this Cumberland roster? So there we go. We got Peyton Morgan, top of our board. We do get Denson. We get Leach. We get Strickland. And we got Stamer. Quarterback, maybe we can develop. Rugamba, the wide receiver. Jamison Spriggs, a right tackle that hopefully will develop. Gaiachuk, we do get him. So Braverman still commits. Droogsma commits. Blizzard. We got Winbush. Perry Byler staying here as a local kid, our only two-star recruit. Makai Stewart, after last year deciding no against us. Jaja Boyd comes over from Indiana. Dylan Carpenter does commit to us anyway, so a little bit of a glitch there on the playing time thing. Veldman commits. DeAndre Carter. Prince Tung. Jordan Pride. Have not seen a day yet. There's Moeller. Saquon Miles, offensive lineman. Miles McVay, the one we offered. And so, yeah, I think a day is the only one that we lost out on. Oh, and we will not reach level 10 yet with Coach Warner, so we're not going to get the training bonus here in this offseason, unfortunately. We'll definitely have it in the next season because that's what we will build to. A National Signing Day. Class-wise overall, we end up 42nd. And we do get 34 commits. Transfer-wise, we were 18th. Jack State outbeat us. Got 14 transfers in. And then freshman recruiting, we were number 26 in the country. Coach Pop Warner knows how to convince kids to to come play football for his program. So Ade was the only one that we lost out on, and we'll see him when we face off against Jacksonville State. So we'll get a chance to play against the one guy who said no to us on our board. And now let's actually take a look at this roster and see how we are looking. And so Minchie, our starting quarterback. Stamer comes in as a 65. Hopefully Flaherty has a good offseason training here and he can jump up. But obviously Minchie, we got one more year with him. We're going to have to find a quarterback in the next season. Lando should take a big jump up. And then Duggins as a 77 out of the gate. Like that. Got to get the speed up. Same thing with Stephen Cummings, or he might be playing some fullback for us. Hatchett, let's actually see if we were to change him down to a 58. Yeah, don't want to do that. Again, we can just put him in the depth chart and do it that way. And then Talib will get training. Hatchett comes in as a 66, maybe a red shirt this year. Treggs comes in as a 66 overall, but an impact already. And then Tongue is a star development, comes in as a 66. Moore, we've got him left over. So Tongue's the one we've got. We're going to move the athletes over. Moeller comes in right away and is by far our best tight end. Donnerson, a 61 to start. We're going to have to move some offensive linemen around. Let's go to the athletes first. Let's get them at least to where their positions should be, and then we'll go from there. So Veal would actually be best as a running back, but only 85 speed. So we'll put him at wide receiver. Ruggs, the contact seeker. And he'd actually be a better edge for us out of the gate. I mean, he could play on the outside. Maybe we move him. And then maybe Ruggs becomes a guy that we bring in at running back sometimes. And then our two contested specialists, offensive line. And actually Sean Bobo would be a better defensive tackle than he would be an offensive lineman, but that's where we need him. And he does have physical traits already there. So we'll move him there. Rugamba says he's best in the backfield. 87 speed. Why don't we try him at tight end as a vertical threat? Let's try that. Let's see how he does at tight end. And then Winbush, likely putting him at wide receiver, although he could be, but he's only 80 speed. Physical route runner too. We do use a lot of tight ends. So let's do that. Now our full stable of running backs, fullback. What would Tongue be if we... Oh, he'd be a 73 already at running back. But just 182 pounds. Let's keep him at wide receiver for now. Now we got a lot of tight ends. Can we move some of these guys to wide receiver maybe? Why don't we make Cooper our backup fullback, and hopefully he can get some good development here in the offseason. And Longacre. I'm going to change my mind on Rugamba, and I'm going to put him... It's not going to let me? He's stuck where he is. So what about Longacre? Not going to let me move him either. Okay. And then for offensive linemen, we've got DeAndre Carter back. Makai Stewart, both left guards, so we'll have to move those guys somewhere. Offensive line, not going to be anywhere near. McVay comes in as a nice 81. So right away, we can move. Where's he going to be best at? Go ahead, put him at right guard. We'll let Miles be the tackle. We can move Aiden Kramer. Let's move him out to the left side. And we can keep those guys there. And where would Stewart be best? Man, that's some big offensive linemen. 356, 362. And McVay, that's a full ton of offensive linemen. Heading at you. And Stewart, just a sophomore. He's good anywhere across the board. Let's make him... He's got the inside shield. Does Carter have that? They both have inside shield. Carter at impact. Let's put him at left tackle. And then center, obviously, going to be a little bit of an issue. We need Williams to have a big off-season training. Would Spriggs be better at a center spot? No, he'd drop a couple of points. So we'll just let him develop. And then edges, better than where we were. Ruggs comes in as a 67 and that 83 speed right away. Carpenter comes in as a 76. And he'd be a better linebacker. But we'll keep him on the defensive line and just move him over to the right side. Let Moore continue to have his spot. Ruggs will be able to play behind him. Defensive tackles, Gaichu comes in right away and is almost already our best defensive tackle this season. I almost want to move Moore. What would he be if we moved him to defensive tackle? It'd be the same. We can always just line him up anyway again in the depth chart. Underwood and Laney both played really well for us last season. Man, we got a ton of linebackers here. Kiki Cananza, can he move to line? No. You don't have a lot of like huge guys that you're like, oh yeah, we can put them up on the defensive line. Some of these guys are probably getting cut, to be honest. Feldman comes in as our best candidate, a really good freshman impact, Blizzard impact. So those were two really good signings. As long as we can keep these guys around, and thankfully they're playing style guys. Drugsma comes in as a 64. Braverman as a 63. And then Shapiro is our best linebacker of the freshman class. 80 speed, 71 overall. Salako can develop here. Both those guys are already ahead of the two guys that are going to have good off seasons to chase them. Stinks that you can't get freshmen trained at all. And then defensive back, we throw in Jaja Boyd here. And Pride is a 75, so we've got 4 legitimate corners now. Safeties, we've got help now with Strickland and Leach. And Morgan and Denson both come in and both can play. So a lot better there on the defensive back side of things. But I think position-wise we'll stick with what we've got. And let's just see as we move ahead. I'll do all the upgrading behind the scenes here just because it takes forever. I like going individual players rather than the auto updates. So training results. And McVeigh gets 40 points as our top player. Minchie's going to have 43 to spend. Denson, not a lot. Morgan Strickland gets quite a bit. So we will upgrade these guys, and we are on to Season 3 here on our Cumberland rebuild. And we'll see what the roster looks like once I do all the updating. But thanks for watching along here, whether you watched on Twitch Live or on YouTube with the recording. Appreciate it. This has been Rebuilding the School with the Worst Loss in College Football History. Cumberland, much better second season. And see if Season 3 we can piece things together after losing our entire offensive line here on the Steve Nash's Cousin Radio Network.